Let's talk about the Lagos man who killed his fiancée and slept with her dead body for 6 days in the name of money rituals. This incident was said to have happened in an estate in Ajah, Lagos. And the man, who has been identified as 28 years old Ifeanyi Njoku, was said to have moved into the apartment in December of 2021 with the now deceased lady, 24 years old Precious Okeke, who neighbors believed was his fiancée. Now, Ifeanyi and Precious were said to be really quiet and private. It was said they never really associated with other tenants in the compound. And of course, it could be understood, seeing that they were the new couple or new tenants in the building. They also said the lady, Precious, was always mostly indoors. Ifeanyi was the one who mostly went out. A particular occupant did say that for a whole month, they wouldn't see Precious, that she was fond of being indoors, which was most likely why it could have been very difficult to tell that something was happening indoors. But that would have made it very easy for what her fiancé was planning to do to her. Now, in his confession, he claimed the girl was not his fiancée or girlfriend. He claimed it was just a girl he brought from the village to live with him. Obviously, that would make sense, because clearly he had plans for that girl long before they even moved into that apartment. He had known what he wanted to use her for. He claimed that a native doctor told him to kill his girlfriend or any girl, sleep with the corpse for 6 days, and that is how he was going to amount wealth. Now, it's unclear when the native doctor told him to do so, but it's very possible that that instruction must have been given to him long before he moved into that apartment with that lady. Because he's not claiming the girl as his fiancée. He's not even saying it's his girlfriend. The police were the ones who figured out that they were together. Some sources even claimed that he lied that that girl was a prostitute. And that was in a bid to make the police not care so much about the dead girl, because he's aware that when sex workers are the victims, the police usually never cares. You can take Esther Isaac's case, for example. Now, reports also claimed that he really wanted to get away with it. He offered to pay 6 million naira to the police just so they could die the case. And you will not believe where that 6 million naira was actually coming from. Now, Ifeanyi most likely killed Precious on the 4th or 3rd of April, and after he did, it was said he dragged her body to the kitchen, where he laid it down stark naked in preparation for the next 6 days. Now, it is believed that after he had killed his girlfriend and had taken her to the kitchen, he started sleeping out. He began lodging hotels around the estate, but every night, he would come back to his house, straight to the kitchen, and do what he was instructed to do, which is lay with the corpse. He did it the first day, he did it the second day. By the third day, the body began decomposition, which he tried to cover up the smell with series of air freshener and Izal. At this time, he had 3 more days to go for the ritual to complete. He succeeded the 4th day as well as the 5th day, but by the 5th day, the smell of the body began oozing out of the house. So the house is in a duplex, so it's above, and people in the next compound began perceiving the odor. Even people in the compound were also perceiving the odor. Something bad was smelling, but they did not know where it was coming from. However, they knew it was coming from the compound. On the 6th day, that should have been on a Saturday or on a Sunday, it was said that a neighbor who was a nurse quickly identified the smell to be that of a decaying corpse. It was at this point that the caretaker of the house was informed, and the police were called. The entire compound was searched, and eventually they could trace the smell to Ifeanyi Njoku's apartment. Now, this happened on a Sunday, as I believe, or on a Saturday. So when the police got to the apartment, Ifeanyi wasn't there. They burst the door open only to discover the dead body of 24 years old Precious Okeke, whose picture is not yet in circulation. The body was evacuated instantly, and the hunt for Ifeanyi Njoku began. But it didn't last long, because the next day, on a Monday, Ifeanyi was caught and arrested. He was first taken to a nearby police station, just around the estate there. It was in that police station that he began asking the police there to end the case and keep it low in exchange for 6 million naira. Now, a source claimed that he was pretty much aggressive, which was why he made up the lie that the girl was just a random prostitute. You know, so the police wouldn't care. And it was also said that he bragged about his money landing. More like, my money don't land. And when you listen to that statement clearly, you can easily connect the dot that he had actually completed a cycle. The entire 6 days he was asked to sleep with the corpse was completed. So when he said he was going to pay the police 6 million naira so they could die the case, the money he was referring to was the money he got from these rituals. And I'm guessing maybe that was why the police didn't take it, because that was kind of what he insinuated. What else would it mean by his money don't land? Now, there was a 30-something years old man who was also involved, but his picture is not also in circulation. The role that man played was not exactly very direct. Let me explain. So you see, after he had completed the 6 days of sleeping with the corpse, he was done. That was all he needed to do. And in his usual fashion, he left the house and, went to the hotel he was lodging at outside. And some sources claim that he was grooving, drinking and having fun with, I don't know, whoever. But the thing now is, the body was still in the apartment and he needed to get rid of it. In fact, he already had his plans for how to get rid of her. Over the fence of the building was a very bushy land that was unoccupied. So clearly, from his kitchen to the other side of the fence, he had plans that he was going to throw the body over to the next compound. But he was going to need help. And according to sources, they had already dug a hole in the next compound in the bushy part, just awaiting the body. And I think that is how the 30-something years old man was involved. He had paid the man a certain amount of money to dig the grave in the next compound in the bushy land. And he had planned with the man that after he's done with the cycle of sleeping with the corpse, he will be the one from the balcony of his kitchen to throw the body over to the next fence where the man was supposed to catch it and bury her behind. But that was his plan to get rid of the body. Unfortunately for him, the police busted his house and found the corpse. At this point, not much is known about the girl, other than the fact that she's a victim of ritual killing. Her pictures are not in circulation yet, and I don't know, or I don't think members of her family have come forward to claim her. It will be nice to hear her story. It will be nice to know how she met this monster. It will be nice to hear from the family sides of both parties what the actual relationship of Ifeanyi and Precious really was. Was she really a random girl he deceived into marriage just for the purpose of killing her? Or was she really his fiancée? Which I would believe if she was his fiancée, her parents and his parents would have known each other at least. Now, see, ritual killing is not a new thing, at least not on this page. It's like a daily thing in this country. Not a day goes by that someone is not being arrested or caught in the process of ritual killing. Some just don't make it to the news. But this is what I've always said in most of these cases. If he claimed that a native doctor gave him that order, then that native doctor needs to be found. Often at times when ritual killing cases are reported, there's always a native doctor behind it. There's always a babalawo behind it. There's always someone giving the orders to have it done. And 90% of the time, these witch doctors are not found and arrested. It's only the people who do the crime that are actually arrested. Meanwhile, the people giving the orders are not found, caught, or held responsible, which gives them more leverage to brainwash and convince other people to carry out more ritual killings. I'm sure the man who told him to kill his girlfriend and sleep with her body is still somewhere out there telling someone else to do the same thing. This ritual killing may not stop until we get to the root cause of it, which is these native doctors and babalawo brainwashing and convincing people that if they kill their loved one and sleep with their body or cut their head and do something with it, they will get some kind of money. I hope the police trace this man's claims to the source. They need to find that native doctor and arrest him too, because I feel he's just as guilty. And I'm sure if the police investigate deeply, they will find out that that native doctor may have been the one behind most of these popular ritual killings we've been talking about. If he is arrested and the native doctor who gave the order is still somewhere out there, breathing and wearing red clothes and doing incantations, then it's just a matter of time for someone's daughter to be the next victim. Another thing that was really weird is that they said he wasn't very remorseful, like he was even aggressive and entitled, which is troubling because God knows if this guy had succeeded in bribing his way out of this case, he would have done it again. I mean, what are the chances that this wasn't the first time he had done it? What are the chances? After all, he just moved to Ajah. I can't imagine what his previous life or his previous relationship was like. I will not be surprised if this isn't his first time. But you know how the saying goes, every day for the thief, one day is for the owner. I'm just hoping we get a new development to this story, especially details about the victim. Who was Precious Okeke? Who was she? Who is her mother? Who is her father? Who are her loved ones? And how are they dealing with this? Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, share with your friends, and let me know in the comment box what you think about this tragedy. Also, don't forget to turn on your notification button so whenever there is a new video, you would get notified. Thank you.